Modern medication did not work for me. Modern medication did not work for me. Modern medication did not work for me. Modern medication.
Live from Salem, it's Friday night.
Yeah!
Welcome to Mercy TV, your source for news and information on the cannabis issue as it unfolds here in Oregon, across America, and around the world.
Welcome.
Greetings.
Hello.
My name is Perry, and along with PK and our special guest, the Weed Man,
Always the weed man.
we'll be hosting this segment of Mercy TV.
My
Special
garden.
greeting to our fans tuning in there on Instagram and Facebook. Hello and welcome. Okay. Oh, we got a caller already. Woo!
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay, go ahead, caller.
How you doing, Weed Man?
Hey, who's this?
It's your buddy Henry from Newport.
Hey, how are you tonight?
Doing all right. I'm calling on my phone, and I see you on my friend's phone.
Oh, nice.
Killer.
Thank you for calling in.
Yeah.
I'm so glad I could be back out there for everybody out there in Newport and Lincoln
Oh,
City
yeah.
or surrounding areas. I'm glad to be back out on the corner.
You're doing a lot for cannabis education, Eddie, I swear. You're about one of the few people that can educate people about cannabis.
Well, thank
Yeah,
you.
you know, that's what it's about. That's why
what
we're here.
We're all here
doing
for.
this to inform, educate, and activate. You know, it's not enough to.
Register and vote.
You know, it's good that you've seen that. You talk it up. Tell your friends. Tell your family.
Always.
Tell your enemies. What the hell? You know, about that, and then register, vote, and get everybody you know to do so also. You know.
Oh, yeah. I mean, the benefits of cannabis in a healthy way far outweigh the use for any prescription medication.
Yes.
Here,
Oh
here.
man, yeah.
Yes.
Well, yeah, they'll kill you. Ours won't. You know, so
Right?
That's for sure.
that's one standard I think we can all agree on and say,
We dig those receptors,
yo,
Perry.
baby.
Yeah.
Eddie, one of my friends right here next to me says he loves your suit.
Is that-
Thank you.
He's gonna open up his own clothing, men's clothing line, I think. With
Well,
this.
you know, I already, yeah.
Get your weed man suits.
Yeah.
So yeah, I mean,
He's standing by one of his homegrown plants.
so when you're out in the corner, you're pushing those voter registrations,
Well,
right?
yeah. I went into the post office there in Toledo today, in Toledo where I live, and we got a little echo, something going. So yeah, if you go in there, they got the registration forms for everybody to vote. They gave me a few extra ones. Now I was gonna say,
I'm already a registered voter.
nice.
Here,
See,
here.
that's what we need to do. We need to let our friends
I'm
know.
one
And
of those people that voted for Trump.
Okay.
okay. Right on, brother.
Yeah. But he was the better of two evils.
Right.
A lot of people say.
Right.
And some people don't realize that when you do a lot of reading and research on this past presidential campaign, you had to vote for Trump. But anyway, this is about politics. This is about cannabis. And
Well, yeah.
uses,
And getting the medicine to the people.
applications.
Yeah, this time
You know
it's
Just keep doing what you're doing out there, Eddie.
right on.
Thank you.
Thank you, my
Good thing,
friend.
And a lot of people need to learn.
God bless you, brother. We'll see
Thank
you out
you.
there on the street.
See you out there, Eddie.
Come,
Take care.
hey, come by.
Have a
Hey,
great evening.
check it out. Come by. I'll sign one of these for you. I'm doing autographs, and I'm giving half the money to the soup kitchen.
Right on.
I'll be out in the area around the first part of October.
All right, brother. God bless you.
Thank
We'll
you.
see you. Thank you for calling.
Right on, man.
All
Oh,
right. Have a good night.
You're
Blessing.
welcome.
thanks for calling in. You know,
Thank you.
Hey, and that's 503-588-6444.
Right on.
Yeah.
Yeah, it is.
God bless you, brother.
Thanks for
you.
calling.
Have it saved.
Thank you for calling.
Thank you.
Right on.
God be with
So
you.
good point. He voted how he
Trump.
voted in the last
Have a
presidential.
good night.
You too, brother.
Thanks,
Thank
man.
you so much for calling. Go safe. Go weed, man.
Now's the time
Good
to vote for the
life.
cannabis candidate, whatever party they
Yeah,
are.
let's find
though,
out who
you know?
that is.
Well, that's easy to find out. You can go check out New Approach Oregon's website, for example. NORML has put together a very extensive voters guide on the state representative, how they voted on all the cannabis issues there. Also on the federal representatives, your Congress critter and your representatives, you know.
Right, Congress critters.
And
we all need some of those.
so normal. There's also, gosh, what is the name of that? Not voter
The
power.
Cannabis Connection. Sorry it's not in print at this time, but you still can get it online.
Right. Now,
And-
Cannabis Connection. Okay.
right, Cannabis Connection at OCCnewspaper.com. And there you can see also some voters guide information, reviews of the candidates and so forth.
And if you guys want to get out there, go to Oregon. Get your pen and paper out, please, guys. OregonVotes.gov, or you can even call 1-866-673-8683 and actually register to vote online.
Correct.
Hey, repeat that number, Ed, please.
Yes, it's OregonVotes.gov, and then it's 1-866-673-VOTE, or it would be 1-866-673-8683. And yeah, you can call in. You can register to vote online. I believe at OregonVotes.gov.
Another way is, of course, get a load of the voter registration,
Yep.
carry them around with you, talk it up, make sure everybody you know is registered to vote. And it's important to get people to the polls, follow through on that and make sure that everyone who wants to
Well,
can get
And
there.
get in touch with your representatives.
there you go.
They need to hear your opinion.
And us voters, the voters that voted in cannabis as medical, and then the ones that voted, for recreational. I mean, it took some stoners to get out there and vote, didn't it? So we got it. Let's keep it for our medical people. Let's get out there and work on taking care of each other. I mean, if you got excess, you got something, somebody doesn't have any cannabis, give it to them. Help them out.
Well, yeah, a lot of patients are
Please.
hurting these days. They lost the growers. A lot of growers have had to
now it's so
to
much
go to the
more
commercial
expensive.
market.
And now it's so much more expensive to grow. I mean,
Well,
if you
the
don't grow for
state-
yourself,
Sure,
Excuse me, my
making them,
friends.
charging them to have an address outside their
$200
own to grow it somewhere
$400
else.
more dollars,
It's
yeah.
bad enough they
Excuse
got to
me.
get rent and do all that stuff. To charge them extra to do that, that's purely punitive
Hey,
and prohibitive.
The state government is violating our civil rights in Section 20, which states that all people, all citizens of Oregon, should be treated equally. The cannabis patients are not been treated equally. We've been treated as a milk cow. They've
A cash cow that they're
fund-
milking, and
They funded other organizations in the health department, which is excellent. But they didn't ask the patients if they could do that. They just
well, they didn't
milked
get
us.
anything in return. Every other program that contributes funds as part of a fee-based system is granted certain rights. They just don't have this take like they did to the Oregon medical marijuana program. So, yeah, that was undue, unjust, and just another example of the kind of discrimination, we face on a regular
Well,
basis.
I was-
Here,
Here. I was hoping to talk to Paul Stanford. Maybe he'll give us a holler tonight, hoping. There's going to be a demonstration
Right.
in Milwaukee at the OLCC. I don't know the address. It's going to be on the 19th. And you can call Paul Stanford and find out, about this demonstration. We really need to get out there and let our voices be heard.
Yes.
In a peaceful way. I mean,
Right.
they
And-
can't chase us off the sidewalk. If you know me out there, guys,
Right.
know I don't like to be chased off the sidewalk.
Well, yeah, so it helps to, if you're going to organize one of these things, and we encourage folks to do that in order to register voters, in order to get the word out. Hopefully you can get some media there.
That's you, buddies.
And when the media's there,
You and you.
you know, you
Yeah.
can hopefully have listened to the Weed Man. You've tuned into his podcast. You've got your talking points, and you can state them in the, you know,
Yeah.
10, 15 seconds if you're lucky that you get. You know, that they're,
Right.
you know, you may talk for
Or
a bit.
3 minutes at the Congress.
Right.
thing.
So,
Or 5 minutes at the bureau, or what is it, the
but
commissioner
they're going to
board
clip it and
meeting.
make it short. So you want
Yeah.
it good. You know, you don't want
You want it right.
uh,
You want to be from the heart and right. About
right.
it.
So talk. So
Tell the truth, right?
So know these things, get your talking points, hit your representative up, like PK says, share the things that they have, go online, you know, meet with other folks, hear the counterpoints, and then go out, rally, demonstrate, get the media, write your letters to the editor, go out and comment on stories online and
Yeah,
so forth.
Call in, guys.
Call into shows, call into radio, you know, and stand on the street corner with signage there, by the overpass there, you know.
You know, they got free the weed in Texas right now. You know, in Oklahoma right now, I heard that they're passing out, or they're issuing, not passing out, they're
Yeah.
issuing the Oklahoma Medical.
Right, yeah.
The AMA or AMMO, or I don't know, I apologize. I should know that.
Well, I hope it's not the Oklahoma Medical Marijuana Program, because then we're going to have and we're going to have Okum or something like that.
Right.
Of course, in the end, you know, there shouldn't be a special program. Patients shouldn't have to register with the government. No other patient has to. And the only reason it's done
Powerful.
is because we're playing to the reefer madness that marijuana, first place, it shouldn't be called marijuana, it should be called cannabis.
Cannabis.
It's a deliberate pejorative slang term that was applied to it. It's by its usage racist, for God's sakes. And then so cannabis is evil and dangerous, and people have to be protected from it and from the people who consume it. That's the only reason that folks are registered in Oregon. It has nothing to do with studying its benefits, making the most of it, ameliorating whatever harms there are while maximizing the benefits,
Right.
speaking the truth about it. Nope. None of those things are involved.
No
In
other-
fact, just the
we
opposite.
would like to hear from you people.
Call in, guys.
Please, please.
So there
I
shouldn't be a
know
program.
you're
People should be
here,
free to
Art.
use it and all. But as long as there is, we're going to take every opportunity to, as we said, inform, educate, and activate folks.
This guy's activated and he's serious. He wants
He
the
is.
people
He's
to
been at
call
this
in.
for a long time.
Thank
He's been
you.
doing the show.
I'm so glad he's been here.
And folks, be sure to tune in to Channel 23
My
for
garden.
My
more
garden.
PKs.
I mean, his garden.
Now, also, mercycenters.org. Check to our link, Mercy TV, where you can get a link to our YouTube library, which we'll get more shows up there. I know we're behind.
Oh, wait a minute.
We
Well,
hear you, folks.
If you want to go to YouTube and look up Newport Weedman,
Right?
there's a lot of shows loaded up right now.
Right. So cool.
These past shows that haven't been.
Right.
Hey,
There's ones on there
Courtesy of Reed, I
with just you guys
believe.
on there.
Uh,
And you look up Newport Weedman, you got the ones with me on there. Myself, I've been on there with you guys. Blessings. And just you guys. And, you know, we could put some PK Gardens on there maybe if I could talk to my guy. And
Uh-huh.
he'll put some on there for you. You know, I love it. Education is the best. We have to educate. We just,
Right.
I mean, we sit around and, you know, the one thing that I'm so happy about is that I feel like personally I get to prove people wrong every day because I'm out there. I'll work hard. I'm out there every day. I might not be perfect. I might not be pushing myself every day like I want to be. I've learned to slow down a little bit, though. Doggone it, marijuana, cannabis don't make you lazy.
no.
You know, if you.
Not in and of
I mean,
itself, no.
a guy says, Eddie says at the dispensary, he says, Eddie, man, he says, I'm off all the opiates, all that death, 24-something pills. He says, different pills they had me on. You know what I do, Eddie? He says, I get up in the morning and I use a sativa because it gets me going.
Right.
His metabolism's normal. Mine's backwards, ADHD. Anyway, so he says, he's like, yeah, I smoke that and use that. And then at night, I do a little indica, and it puts me to sleep.
Right.
And I don't have to take all these pills.
Right. Yeah, we had a
So-
conversation the other day.
So, I have carpal tunnel and chronic pain, severe. And I made up a healing oil with olive oil and cannabis. And I add the cannabis every season to the mash. I use it for that and my skin. I've given it to other patients where we had immaculate results from them, and it's documented at the Mercy Center
Nice.
on that. The oil is a gift from God, and it can help in a lot of ways, but it'll relieve the pain.
Oh, hey, go ahead,
All
caller.
right, caller.
Hey, this is Shani Konovich. How are you?
Hello,
Hi,
Shani.
Shani.
Thank you for calling. Welcome.
Hey.
Hi, Shani.
You got
Good day.
a wonderful story about Shani. Could you tell us your story a little bit?
Absolutely. I'm a wife and mom from New Orleans, Louisiana. In 2010, I had a brain tumor. I'm going to low down 1 second. Let me low you guys down so that I don't, because I'm hearing you guys in the background.
Right.
Can you guys hear me now?
Yeah.
Yes.
Are you watching this on
So,
Facebook?
in 2010, I had a botched brain tumor surgery. I collapsed and I had to have brain surgery, and the surgery was botched. So there was a tumor left in my head. I was left legally blind, totally disabled, fighting for my life. Couldn't walk, couldn't talk, having grand mal seizures every day. And I went for several years to MD Anderson Cancer Center. We did every treatment we could find to save my life. And in 2012, I was given 6 months to live. And I was terrified. We didn't know what to do. And we ended up, a friend of my husband's who lived in Seattle told us, do you know about cannabis oil curing cancer? And I said, what do you mean cannabis oil? I had no idea what cannabis even was. I had never heard of that phrase, that word before.
Wow.
And he says,
Yeah.
you know.
That's how
he
much
says,
the propaganda
marijuana.
is, really.
You know, I'm like, marijuana? You mean pot?
You mean you want me to use some pot? No.
Right?
Ah.
And he's like, yeah, send me the money and I'll send you some. And I'm like, look, I'm trying to save my life here. Like, I'm not sending you money to I had never done this in my life, guys, okay?
Right.
Never. 45 years old. So he said, look, I'm going to send you some, just take it. Didn't even give me directions, just kind of said, 3 times a day, take this oil.
Here.
Okay.
It was a last resort. I was totally bedridden. My kids were watching me pass out, having grand mal seizures every day. I was at the very end. I had made my funeral arrangements and everything with my kids. So I had this oil sitting there, and it was a very last resort. I ended up taking that oil, not even thinking. It was my last hope.
Right.
I went in 4 months later, and they saw no trace of a brain tumor.
Oh,
Here,
He
here.
told me, he said it's so small,
That's
it would be
fantastic.
about a third of a tip of a head of a needle. Like it's not
No
even
way.
visible to the eye.
wow.
I'm like, what? I had radiation where I had this thing screwed into my brain, like this
man.
brace screwed in my
Ouch.
head, and it did absolutely nothing. Like I was dying, and you mean I just took a plant
Wow.
and the tumor's gone?
You
Like,
hear that,
come on.
guys? That's
Yeah.
why they don't
Yeah.
want us to know.
Right.
That's
Yeah.
why they don't want us to know.
Propaganda.
But I had no idea. I didn't know that you had to stay on the oil, because what happened was my husband's friend who told me about cannabis, he died.
Oh.
He actually flew here to Louisiana and brought me oil.
No, God
And when
bless him.
he went back home, he got into a car accident and died. So I had no idea where to get oil from, what to do, okay? I'm a wife and mom here, had never done this in my life. I had no idea where to get cannabis from.
Yeah.
So I wasn't able to stay on it, and the tumor came back.
Oh, man.
So in 2016, when the tumor came back, the doctor told me, look, this tumor's back. It's bigger than ever. We need to immediately start treating you, very aggressively. I looked at him. I said, I'm not doing chemo or radiation. I said, this is what I'm using to save my life. And I put my bottle of cannabis oil on the table in front of him.
Here,
And that is
I
what
did
I
the
have
same.
used. I have kept myself alive. I just had a CT scan and my tumor, the cyst I had a cyst around my tumor. It is completely gone.
Oh,
And I
man.
just
Thank
had
you,
a
Lord.
CT scan that showed no trace of anything. So we still think there's probably like a microscopic piece of tumor in there somewhere, but it's not affecting me at all. I
Right.
literally shrunk my tumor and cyst with cannabis.
Wow. So your doctor's part of the therapy. He's a.
Oh yeah, my doctor.
Oh, God bless
and
him.
they can't legally.
No,
they-
yeah, he's
but
taking
they
a
treat
risk.
me.
So God bless his
I got
courage.
off of over 25. I was on over 25 pills a day, not
Yep.
including
Wow.
pain pills,
Uh-huh.
and I got off of all of those pills. I am on no migraine medication,
Amazing.
no seizure
Amazing,
meds,
yep.
no. All I take is cannabis.
Hey, ma'am, please,
Uh-huh.
get to the mercycenter.org.
Mercycenters.org.
3 W's, mercycenter.org. Give us your name and your address. I want to send you my healing oil to you.
Yeah.
Oh, uh-huh.
Or you can even instant message me on Facebook, hon.
Well, let me
And-
see. I'm
but
legally
Mercy's-
blind. Oh, this is the other thing. I'm legally blind. Okay, when I woke
Oh,
up
no.
from brain surgery, I had lost vision in both of my eyes.
Oh, no.
So I had
So-
cataract, glaucoma, and keratoconus disease.
Oh.
I
Oh,
had
my
to be
goodness.
trained by the Lighthouse for the Blind how to walk with a cane, and I had to be Braille trained. Do you know today I can see?
No.
Here.
I have enough vision to walk around
Ah.
without my blind cane.
There you go.
Thank
My
God.
doctors can find no trace of cataracts or glaucoma at all.
Listen to
No
this.
Yep.
trace.
Wow.
Listen
Oh,
to this.
yes. Listen to that, America. Come on.
Excellent.
Talk about testimony.
Yeah.
This is
So
wonderful
I am a legally blind person that can now see.
because of cannabis.
All
Here,
because
here.
of cannabis.
That's
Yeah.
great.
Hey,
Wow, thank you
please
for sharing
get
that
in touch with
us and the world
3
there, really.
W's, mercycenter.org. I would
Yeah,
like you
okay.
to try my oil.
Absolutely, because the hardest thing is being able to afford oil.
Yeah.
It is so expensive for patients like me. Typically, by the time we get to where I am, we have gone through everything financially.
Here,
Yeah.
here.
Medical bills have wiped us out. And if I had known about cannabis to begin with, I would not have had to go through all of those invasive treatments
Yeah,
and incur all of those medical bills. I could
Here,
have
here.
used cannabis,
Yeah.
which I had to do anyways.
Yeah.
But cannabis is very, very expensive for patients like
Right.
us, you
All
know?
right.
It's a lot of money each month to keep us going. And
Oh,
if
yeah.
I don't have my cannabis, I go into seizures.
No.
You know, and
man.
it's not fair that I go into seizures just because I can't afford cannabis.
No, it's not.
You
See
know-
what we're
Hey,
saying?
We should drive to
Please
your
get in
house.
touch
You know,
with
it's
us.
it's a constitutional right to
Here,
To
here.
medicine.
to the medicine. In some cases, the only medicine that works.
There's
You
a
know.
little
Yeah.
girl that's suing some judges right now because they won't let her cross state lines for the same reasons, medical reasons as you, hon. Ray,
Yeah.
right?
Yep.
Yep. I mean,
That's it. It's ridiculous. And I
Yeah.
am very limited to what I can do here in Louisiana.
Oh yeah.
I am here. I have doctors who are watching me and following me save my life with cannabis, but
Here,
they
here.
they have to do it in secret.
Yep. Yeah.
They cannot. If you
God
went
bless
there
them.
and you
Here,
had
here.
every symptom I had, my doctor knows that cannabis is the best thing for you, but he cannot prescribe it
Right,
You
he
have to
can't
ask
tell a
him.
soul.
Doctors can't
Right.
tell us. Yes,
And
that
it-
is disgusting.
That's
That is
wrong,
bad.
you know. And well, actually, there was a Ninth Circuit Supreme Court ruling that docs can talk, so at least they can here in
you know,
this neck of the
some of
woods.
And you
choose
need
to
to
and some of
talk
them
to your
don't.
doctor about
But
the
who wants to go through the
cannabis
hassle
use.
and
Yeah.
you still got to deal with the DEA? I mean, that's how they
So
hold sway
what is the
over it,
laws
so.
there in Louisiana like? And I apologize.
We have had medical marijuana here. People don't even know about it.
Mm-hmm. Right.
But we have actually had medical here in Louisiana for a long time, but in
Wow.
the form of dronabinol,
Right.
synthetic marijuana,
Ah.
which I will.
Methadone.
I will never take that. You know.
Yeah.
I have it. I have it in my I have a prescription for it. I will never take it. It's synthetic marijuana. Why
Yeah.
are they allowing us to have synthetic marijuana but not the real thing?
Because the
So they
pharmaceutical
finally-
companies profit
It's
from
all
it that
about
way.
money.
Yeah, it
They
is,
finally
and it always has
passed it.
been.
On the nose.
Yes, it is.
It always
they
has
finally
been.
passed it, but we don't have dispensaries down here. And even
No,
once
no.
they're getting
How-
all the dispensaries set up and everything, but once we even get all that done, it is going to be so expensive. People will not be able
Yeah.
to afford to buy their cannabis at the dispensary.
Right.
So,
Here, here.
you know.
Yeah, we've
And
seen
the
that
Patients are
guys
facing
across
the
the U.S.
same.
where they have them.
So
yeah.
you guys can't grow it there as a patient?
No.
No,
Yeah.
no, we cannot
See,
grow.
and now it's interesting.
need
If you
to-
look at the
oh,
at the
man.
states, you know, and a lot of the
It's
states that are
also-
coming online, like Louisiana, are not allowing personal grows, which is it's the key. It's you know, it's
It's our
You
constitutional
need
right.
the
you
whole
know.
plant.
like our
the whole
forefathers, like the guys
plant.
who founded this country. You know, they planted cannabis. They used it in all
Yes.
its ways. You know,
Yes, yes.
and by golly, we
I
should be
know.
able to too.
I
Man,
just
how far's
Sure,
Louisiana
my-
from
I
here?
have an eroded esophagus from I vomit
Yeah.
constantly because I had radiation years ago.
Well,
Right.
And what doctors won't tell you is that radiation can trigger something called cyclic vomiting syndrome.
Right, uh-huh.
And you vomit every day until you die.
Right.
I got this. So the only thing that helps is cannabis.
Yep.
But
Hear
they
that,
will
people?
say, you know, my doctor, it's unbelievable. I have had the strongest nausea medication invented. It's called the Sancuso patch. Cannabis works better than the strongest
Yeah.
So
medication.
the people in
medication.
TV land,
Yes.
we're
Well, we
going
got-
to sign off.
We got
But we're
44
gonna-
seconds, sir.
Right on.
Keep
Hang
on
in there for a little
talking,
bit.
man. We love you.
We'll keep chatting with you. The
We're-
folks out there on watching us live on Channel 23. Hey, thanks for tuning in.
Yes.
We'll see you next Friday again at 7 o'clock. Thanks
We're-
for our guest, Eddie, PK producer. Stay tuned here on Channel 23 for more of PK in my garden and some legislative hearings if we can catch them.
And remember, you can go to Newport Weedman on YouTube to see content from this and other shows.
MercyCenters.org also. Okay, thanks. We'll see you next time on Mercy TV.
Yes.
Please tell us more. You want to say anything before I turn it off, Glenn?
Yes, good night.
Good night. God bless you all, every single one of you.